Picture this: 3 women disappear from a quiet home in a friendly neighborhood. Their cars remain in the driveway. Their personal belongings untouched. The only signs that something is wrong are a shattered porch light and an eerie silence. What happened on that warm June night in 1992 remains one of the most chilling and unsolved mysteries in modern history: the case of the Springfield 3. It was June 6, 1992. For Suzanne Streeter and Stacy McCall, it was a night of celebration. They had just graduated from Kickapoo High School in Springfield, Missouri, a milestone that marked the start of their adult lives. Suzanne, 19, was vibrant and full of energy, with a love for singing and an infectious smile. Stacy, 18, was equally charming, with a more grounded and practical demeanor. Together, they were inseparable, best friends ready to take on the world. The night was a whirlwind of graduation parties, laughter, and endless conversations about the future. The girls had initially planned to stay at a hotel with friends after the parties but decided instead to spend the night at Suzanne's home. It was a last-minute change, one that would later weigh heavily on the hearts of everyone who loved them. Suzanne's house was a modest, well-kept home on East Delmar Street. She lived there with her mother, Cheryl Levitt, a 47-year-old cosmetologist known for her meticulous nature and warm personality. Cheryl had spent her evening at home, refinishing a chair and preparing for the next day. She likely went to bed around 11 p.m., unaware that her quiet night would soon be shattered. The next morning, June 7th, friends began arriving at the house to pick up Suzanne and Stacy for a planned trip to Whitewater, a local water park. But when they knocked, no one answered. At first, they thought the girls might still be sleeping. Yet something felt off. The driveway was full. Suzanne's red Ford Escort, Stacy's Toyota Corolla, and Cheryl's Mazda Miata were all parked neatly outside. But the house itself was unnervingly silent. The door, oddly enough, was unlocked. Entering cautiously, friends found the house seemingly untouched. The girls' purses were lined up in the living room, each containing their money, IDs, and keys. A pack of cigarettes, a brand Suzanne never went anywhere without, sat untouched nearby. Cheryl's bed was perfectly made, as though she had never slept in it. A book lay neatly on her nightstand alongside her reading glasses. The coffee pot in the kitchen was clean and empty, an unusual detail for Cheryl, who always started her day with a fresh brew. Cinnamon, the family's small Yorkshire Terrier, was in the home, barking incessantly, as if trying to alert someone to the danger that had unfolded. Then there was the broken glass. A globe from the porch light lay shattered outside the front door. It looked as though someone had intentionally broken it, perhaps as a distraction or a way to lure someone outside. As hours turned into days, worry turned to panic. The community banded together to search for the 3 women. Flyers were printed, and police conducted door-to-door interviews. But no solid leads emerged. Investigators pieced together what little they could. Suzanne and Stacy had returned home around 2 a.m. after leaving a party. Beyond that, everything was speculation. One of the most chilling theories revolved around the broken porch light. Could it have been a trap? Had someone shattered the glass and waited in the shadows for one of the women to step outside? It was a horrifying thought, but it fit the timeline. Other theories focused on Cheryl. Though she was well-liked, she had a contentious relationship with her ex-husband, who had a history of threatening behavior. Could he have come back to harm her and taken the girls as collateral damage? Or was this a case of a random predator striking at the worst possible moment? Over the years, countless leads have surfaced, but none have led to answers. One tip pointed to a parking garage in Branson, Missouri, where an informant claimed the women were buried under a concrete slab. Authorities even brought in ground-penetrating radar, but the search yielded nothing. Then there was Robert Craig Cox, a convicted kidnapper and suspected killer. Cox, already in prison for unrelated crimes, told journalists that he knew what had happened to the Springfield 3. He claimed they were dead and even hinted at their burial location but refused to elaborate. Investigators found his claims frustratingly vague, and no evidence ever linked him to the case. Another lead involved a strange green van seen in the area around the time of the disappearance. Witnesses reported seeing it parked near the house, but despite extensive searches and appeals, neither the van nor its owner was ever found. The disappearance of Suzanne, Stacy, and Cheryl has left an indelible mark on Springfield. For years, the house on East Delmar Street remained a haunting symbol of the case. Eventually it was sold, and new owners moved in. But for the families of the missing women, the pain never went away. Today, more than 30 years later, the case remains unsolved. Theories persist, some plausible, others far-fetched, but the truth remains elusive. The Springfield Three are still out there, somewhere, their story frozen in time. As we sit here, recounting the details of that fateful night, one question echoes louder than all the rest. What happened to Suzanne, Stacy, and Cheryl? Was it a random act of violence? The work of someone they trusted? Or something even darker, buried deep within the shadows of Springfield's quiet streets? The answers may still be out there, waiting to be uncovered. Until then, this case remains one of the most haunting mysteries in American history, a chilling reminder that even in the safest places, danger can lurk just outside the door.